All right. We're live! I messed up the countdown. This is the Raw Wrap Up for June 9th. No jokes inserted, 2014. I am Mad Mike, and with me, as always, is the lovely Bobby F. J-Town.
I'm pretty.
Bobby is very pretty. And, wait, I see a third window there. Could it be? Is it really?
Hello.
AJ! Whoa!
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
have the
the
ability to do
Hangouts
that.
pick up entrance. I don't think the Hangout pick up your entrance because you weren't making any noise.
Oh, hold on. Let me try that again.
Okay, give yourself a drum roll.
And hello.
There it is.
That worked.
That's what we were going for. So Stephanie McMahon stripped Daniel Bryan of the championship tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't need the pause.
No,
Now you've got hearts aflutter.
I like to cock block when I can. But yeah, it seems like Bryan, unless they're swerving us, Bryan can't compete at Money in the Bank. So now we're going to have a 7-person Money in the Bank match.
Great.
And it's not a Money in the Bank match, it's a WWE title match.
Yeah, that's semantics, but I mean it's the fact that they're calling it a Money in the Bank ladder match. I guess it's. Have we ever had a match for the titles, a multi-person ladder match for the titles like this?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there definitely have been, but
No.
Not like 6 or 7 though.
maybe not like 6 or 7. But I definitely know there's been 4, because we've had a 4-person TLC match for the title.
And the original TLC tag team match.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking for like the big belt, like TLC. God, I want to say 2012 had Mysterio, Edge, Del Rio, and Kane. That might have been 2011, but I do distinctly remember that being for the world title, because that was when Brodus Clay got busted open in the back of his head.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, it's not, it's not unheard of, and I'm not mad about the fact that there's going to be 2 Money in the Bank matches. I like the fact that they're keeping the Money in the Bank briefcase match, because that's the gimmick that sells the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like the fact that they kind of said, well, let's just have another ladder match, and they just made an immediate left, and they're calling it. I was hoping that they would have just done this crap earlier. Just give Bryan the time off. Let him come back healthy. Instead of like playing this little rope-a-dope game of will he be there, will he not be there, who knows, maybe he'll wrestle Kane at the pay-per-view, I don't know. I wanted them to strip him of the titles the moment he said he had the injury.
I just wonder if we're actually going to get a match for the briefcase, because the briefcase is the selling point for the whole pay-per-view. Like, it's the frickin' logo.
And I wonder if... I mean, when is the pay-per-view, by the way?
End of June. So we got...
Was it early?
Yeah, it's early this year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then. So the end of June, which means, I'm guessing, the 29th?
Yep.
Okay. So
we got about 3 weeks.
All right, so you got 3 weeks. You've got... So they've already filled half of the title match off of this Raw tonight.
And the qualifying match last week.
Yes. That was supposed to be for the briefcase match, but they just nudged Del Rio into the main thing. Del Rio, you don't go here.
He's a former world champion, though.
Yeah, there's no surer sign that Del Rio is not supposed to win that match than him first being in the briefcase match and then, oh, you know what, we just changed it to the title match. There's no surer sign you're not going to win, that you're that interchangeable in whatever match they have.
All right, so you've got SmackDown. You've got 3 SmackDowns and 2 Raws. And even then, the WWE could always, and this would be a lovely selling point, is have a qualifying match on something like Main Event Superstars, where it's like something to drive people to go to the app and go to the network and watch the match. But you've got 5 shows in essence where you could do something like this.
Well, all right. Let's be fair. They're not going to do anything on SmackDown. Main event, I'll grant you because it's live. They're not going to do anything on SmackDown.
You don't think they'd have a qualifying match on SmackDown?
I don't think so.
I
think they'll have a match.
Qualifying matches on SmackDown before.
I think they'll have a match between qualifiers on SmackDown. I don't think they'll have actual qualifying matches.
They've had qualifying.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, so let's say that they fill out the rest of it next week. You're right. They might not do a second Money in the Bank match, which is weren't they referencing it tonight, like on commentary?
I barely listen to Michael Cole and JBL at this point.
That's fair. I might have heard that incorrectly, but I thought they said that there was going to be a second match. But
I was watching the Sony press conference and Raw at the same time, and I swear that Sony announced that Crunchwrap, AM Crunchwrap.
Is it a Crash Bandicoot Crunchwrap?
No, it's not.
That's unfortunate.
I would like to see. Here's what I'd like to see them do.
Crunch Bandicoot.
Put the winners in the title match. Put the losers of the qualifying matches in the actual briefcase match.
Yep.
Or, you know what would be cool? Because losing the qualifying matches that you have shouldn't automatically get you into the briefcase. You have the losers in the qualifying matches fight it out for like a 4-man Money in the Bank. I think that could be really interesting. Because then it's just not like, oh, hey, this is the last-minute plan, and you can actually build a storyline out of it. Like you can get Wade Barrett out of there so he can have an IC title defense. You can.
The problem is that you have 6. You're gonna have 6. You're gonna have 12 people.
Okay, give Seth Rollins a qualifier.
Okay, so what do? You put Rollins in the Money in the Bank match, and then you find 3 other people,
Exactly.
and those are
Exactly.
That's not so bad because they put Orton in, they just put Orton directly in.
Exactly, and to reward Seth Rollins, they just put him in the Money in the Bank match.
There you go, and then you fill it out with the winners of the remaining qualifying matches.
Yeah, and then you can build a lower card match based off 2 of the people that lose in that.
I think you still have to have like more than 4 people in that match. I think you gotta have at least 5 or 6.
At least 6.
I know you can do a 4-man match, but the Money in the Bank match is so bonkers, and people fall from great heights and just lay on the ground for multiple minutes at a time, that you can't have if 3 dudes have a spot, then it's clear that one guy's gonna win. I mean,
let's look. Who were the guys that lost tonight? It was
Barrett.
It was RVD,
Barrett,
and
who did Cesaro beat? No, Cesaro beat RVD. And Sheamus beat Barrett. Those are the only 2 who qualified tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it? Okay. And then you had Ziggler last.
All
right, so then you had Ziggler last week.
Mm-hmm.
You're meaning to tell me that a Money in the Bank match with Barrett, Ziggler, RVD, and Seth Rollins wouldn't be a balls-out 4-way ladder match?
It'd be pretty awesome. I would watch that match. I'm just saying that it would be even more fun if there were 1 or 2 more dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm just saying that match is there, but let's say Seth Rollins does a crazy high ladder spot where he jumps off and lands on 2 dudes outside the ring. You're not left with an actual set of combatants to let those guys rest.
That's a fair point.
So that's what I'm saying. A Money in the Bank match.
You always need an odd man out, an odd pair out. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's always going to be yeah. That's the thing. It's not so much you need to have this many people in order for the match to work. You need that many people for
Breaks.
allowing other guys to rest, so they're not going from ladder spot to ladder spot and just basically no selling people falling from great heights. So, yeah, I think that can happen, and as we talked about during the hangout, I think you can do it without ruining the rest of the card.
I think
'Cause
it'd be cool if you threw guys like Rusev and Luke Harper in there.
Yeah, I think you could get some of the Wyatts in there.
Unless you have them finally take the tag straps off the Usos, which should have
Usos will
happened.
be the show.
But Jack Swagger.
Swagger could be fun.
Yeah, it's like
Swagger could go either one.
Barrett, RVD, Rollins, Swagger.
I'd put Sandow in there. He won last year.
And I'm gonna throw this out there. You guys aren't gonna like it. Bo Dallas.
Yeah, I can see that.
Bo Dallas. Because I
I'm in
can see
on that one.
I could see Bo Dallas losing a qualifying match next week to John Cena.
And here's the problem though is that the Money in the Bank match has to have at least you have to have whoever gets it has to be at least legitimately considered for a world heavyweight title for like a real title shot, right? I know it's like
people on the cusp of breaking through that ceiling.
right.
Kofi Kingston.
Do they though?
Or
Well, last year I mean it was the
Sandow.
Yeah, Sandow wasn't on the cusp though.
Yeah, he was. He was
I
close.
mean, I guess he was. But...
One.
Yeah, this was pre-crisis Daniel.
Yeah, that's. I keep forgetting what he was like before he had that great match with Cena and then lost.
Right. So it's effectively like a star builder match.
Yeah.
And previously the like lower card guy who would get the cake get the world heavyweight title shot, not the
I
WWE.
really wanted to see Bray Wyatt win the case, so that during every time the champion is out, he could literally just sit on the stage in the rocking chair holding the briefcase and just wait.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that too, and you could put Wyatt in the Money in the Bank match, and he's not in the title match.
Like maybe have a payback rematch, Cena and Bray Wyatt qualifying match.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm putting Wyatt in the Money in the Bank match, and who do I want to put in the title match? Because we need two more dudes.
Kane,
who was supposed to get a title shot.
Yeah, Kane should have gotten the automatic thing. He shouldn't have to qualify for anything. That's
Right.
kind of...
Del Rio, Orton, Sheamus, Cesaro, Cena, Kane, and...
You need another face in there.
Yeah, you do.
You need another face in there. That's a lot of heels.
Reigns.
Oh, that's a way to go.
What you got?
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns?
That is definitely a way to go.
There you go.
Have Ambrose versus Rollins as your other match.
And then you could
put Ambrose in the briefcase match.
Yeah, you put Ambrose in the briefcase match.
Yeah, with Rollins.
Yeah,
Ambrose. Yeah, I mean that's not a bad set, and you could still have the Usos versus Ryback, or
you'd have the Usos versus
Harper and
Rowan for the titles.
All right.
And you'd have the continuation of the Goldust Rhodes brothers versus Ryback, like whoever the partner is or whatever Cody's doing next week.
All right. So let's see here, and then the Usos. Would you put I would. You know what I would do? I would do this. Harper and Rowan versus the Usos. They get 15 minutes on the pre-show because the Usos have had baller-ass pre-show matches. Like, I get amped the fuck up for a pay-per-view because they have like a really good pre-show match. And it's usually for people like us who actually want to watch something like that.
It depends, unless they're not done with Torito and Swoggle.
I think they are.
I think they are too, but
I don't think they really have anything to do other than a tiny Money in the Bank match, which would be amazing. But
and then they have to go for a change purse.
Oh. Well, they just have to go instead of going for a briefcase, they have to go for a.
You know what would be the best thing? Hornswoggle is on record as the last Cruiserweight Champion.
Oh my God.
Hang that belt. Hang that belt like 5 feet off the ground.
Some cars in that match.
Where the referee is staring it in the face.
It's just hitting him in the face if he runs into it.
Yes, yes. Evan, so it's hitting the referee in, like when Swoggle swats for it, it
hits the referee in the face.
Yeah, and the referee sells it like Shawn against Hogan SummerSlam. Oh,
sells it like death. All right, so before I play Armchair Booker here, I've got Shield versus Evolution, which would be like Orton and Triple H, or Orton and Rollins versus.
Well, no, Orton's in the Money in the Bank match.
Here's what you do: you have that match first. Then you.
I don't think they do that because that doesn't make sense storyline wise. Why would, if Triple H wants Orton to be the champion, why would he make him wrestle beforehand?
It's true. So he goes in with Rollins to face Ambrose and Reigns to wear down the Shield before they get in. You have the Divas title match. You have the title ladder match. You have the Money in the Bank match. You have the continuation of the Rhodes Brothers thing. Then you have a Rusev squash and a Bo Dallas match. There's your show.
Yeah.
And if you time it all the way out, it works. And you still have a pre-show match.
And by the way, for those wondering why we're talking so much about the Money in the Bank card, it's because besides Daniel Bryan being stripped of the belt, not a hell of a lot happened on Raw.
Oh.
Not a hell of a lot.
Alicia Fox went crazy again.
Alicia Fox.
Alicia Fox went crazy again. Yes. Except this time she stole water and popcorn from 2 fans in the crowd, and then proceeded to dunk it all over Ixana.
Yep. Oh, and also we had Summer Rae dumping milk all over Layla.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're a fan of Wet Divas, as apparently the creative team is this evening, go watch Raw.
They had 3 segments with Wet Divas because Stephanie got sneezed on.
She did. She got sneezed on, and then she spilled a bit of champagne. So there you go.
And by the way, I'm starting a campaign right now. SummerSlam main event. I want Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella versus Stephanie and Triple H. I'm starting a campaign for it right now.
I vote against this campaign. Why?
That's fine. You can. Why? I think it would be amazing.
I think it would
because it's the best actual feud going on in WWE right now.
It's the best actual feud, but the actual in-ring product at the end of this rainbow would be awful.
Really? Brie isn't bad. She's better than Stephanie.
When was the last time Stephanie stepped into a ring?
Well, are you talking professionally or personally?
Either or.
I'm sure she and Triple H have specific training sessions.
Are you insinuating that Triple H and Stephanie have a performance center at their house? Is that what you're insinuating here?
That's exactly what I'm insinuating, and Hunter always goes over, if you know what I mean.
They call their bed the performance center.
And under, and over, and over, and under, and over, and under. No, when was the last time Stephanie actually stepped into the ring and wrestled? You've got to be going back.
Oh, it's like 2001.
Right. So
she's about on the same level as Brie Bella.
I don't want to watch that, in any way, shape, or form.
I want to see it. I want to see it. They built up a Stephanie versus Daniel Bryan match better than they built up Daniel Bryan versus anyone else this entire year.
I actually hate the build that they've had with Daniel Bryan because he's acting
Oh no, I hate Daniel Bryan's part of it. Stephanie's been amazing.
Oh yeah, Stephanie's been amazing. I want the Daniel Bryan from before SummerSlam last year back. I want that Daniel Bryan. The one where he was saying you would not be welcome in my dojo, talking about respect and getting into it with Cena. That was awesome. Whiny, yes. The crowd, WWE Universe Daniel Bryan kind of sucks. As a character, kind of sucks.
That's true.
Wrestler, still amazing. Still awesome. Still holy shit awesome. But the character's kind of.
I hate to say it, this is why he should have been more like 2004 Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit never spoke. Never spoke.
Oh
He
no,
wrestled.
Chris Benoit came out and ripped your arms off. That's what he
Yep.
did.
Yep. He
Chris
came out, he got
this is why-
cheered, ripped your arms off, and he left.
Hey, my favorite wrestler of all time is Dean Malenko. That man said very few words and messed your world up.
And
By the
then
way, if you
then he tried to rape Lita.
Whoa.
He did.
Yeah,
He did.
did.
So aggressive.
I
absolutely
will say
did.
this. If you'd like to have some more fun, go to the WWE Network and look up any WCW pay-per-view in like the late 90s, but only watch like the first 3 matches. WCW's match planners knew what they were doing, and they would always put the lucha matches on first and the cruiserweight matches on first. Halloween Havoc 97 has a barn burner of a match between, I think, was that Ray and Eddie?
Yeah, it's Ray and Eddie.
And I think Dean Malenko had one with Jericho at the same pay-per-view. They're back-to-back, I think.
I
It's
watched last night the first match on the card, Disco Inferno versus Lash LaRue, and it was fucking fantastic.
I watched a Disco Inferno Dean Malenko match, and it was amazing. It's just
I still hate Disco Inferno. I want that on record, but it was a good match.
Yeah. What else happened? Bray Wyatt came back.
Oh yeah, but he did that on SmackDown, so no one remembers it.
Right. I don't watch SmackDown. That's just Raw previews. Really is what it is. Like, here's the crap that we didn't do on Monday. Here's the crap that we didn't do on Monday. So we're gonna do it on Friday, and we'll do it again on Monday, just so you guys see it again in real life. So Bray came back to Raw for semantics' sake. Came back to
yeah, Wyatt's versus 2 members of the Shield and mystery partner, which we all hoped was Alex Riley, and it turned out to be John Cena. Lol, Cena wins, so that happened. Oh, and Stephanie rolled her R's, which was nice.
Yes, she did. Yes,
she respected Alvaro Del Rio.
What else? Seth Rollins basically said, like, screw the Shield, this one was for me. I did everything for me. It's about me, blah, 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 me.
I looked at them as business partners, not as brothers, blah, 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 blah. Yakety yak, don't talk back.
It was me.
Let's go with I am on board the Brandon Stroud. This version of the Shield is way better than not because I'm super heartbroken about Rollins leaving, but Seth Rollins should never be allowed to touch a microphone.
He wasn't bad. It just sounded like they didn't have a reason for him turning.
No, it wasn't that. He was bad in promos with the Shield before. Like, when they started painting him as the quote-unquote architect, and they started giving him more mic time, it was taking mic time away from Dean Ambrose, who people forgot is a really good talker. He got so amped up for his own promo that he was holding the mic like this and then spiked the mic out of his hand because he couldn't hold it anymore. He was like, ah! And then spiked it out of his hand. And then it was supposed to be Roman Reigns' turn to do a promo. And Roman Reigns looks down at the mic and then looks at Dean, and Dean goes, oh, shit, sorry, I forgot you needed this. And he picked it up and handed it to him.
One more thing we have to mention before we stop.
Yeah.
Zeb Coulter wants to give you a pizza his mind.
Yes. For those of you who don't know, DiGiorno Pizza, they of the frozen pizza in the freezer aisle of your local grocery store chain. Whoever runs their Twitter, we talked about this on the Mayhem show.
They do not sponsor Raw.
No, DiGiorno doesn't sponsor Raw in any way, shape, or form, right?
In fact, Raw is sponsored by Pizza Rolls, which is probably
it's sponsored by Totino's Pizza.
biggest competition.
Yeah. So, whoever runs the DiGiorno Pizza Twitter account at DiGiorno's Pizza on Twitter loves the shit out of wrestling and live tweets Raw, but does it with pizza jokes, and they're all gold. I couldn't stop laughing at some of these things, like does Ambrose like the same pizza toppings as Reigns? The Wyatt's family entrance is like delivery pizza. It takes way too long. Hashtag DiGiorno, you didn't. Raw cooking instructions. Put a pizza on each corner of the ring. Wait for Kane to come out. Let his flames cook the pizzas. Whatever, Seth Rollins. I wish Hall and Nash would come out of the crowd and shove a slice of pizza in your mouth. Idea for Ziggler. Carry a sack to the ring like Jake the Snake, but instead of pythons inside, it's full of pizza. So, like, these are the sorts of things that they're doing for 3 straight hours.
Yep, and this is the second week they're doing it. If they're doing this every week, just because someone at DiGiorno said, "Hey Bob, you're a wrestling fan, right? Just watch Raw and use the account. Don't make any profanity. Just make sure the word pizza is in every tweet, and we'll be okay with it."
And they seem to not be like they love their own pizza, but they seem to just be pizza fans in general. They're not like, you must eat our pizza. It's like the last couple were a little on the ad-heavy side. But they're just big fans of pizza in general, which is awesome. So it's just wrestling and pizza jokes.
And Zeb Coulter had a sign that said, "Let me give you a pizza, my mind," which we all think is a shout-out to the DiGiorno's Twitter account.
Which we all think it is, but in reality, he was Swagger was wrestling Santino tonight. On the back of the sign, it said "Deport Santino."
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the DiGiorno Pizza account did catch it and retweeted a picture of Zeb Coulter with a sign and all it said was, "I have a name, you guys." So that's fun. So DiGiorno Pizza, go follow them on Twitter if you want some haha giggle time with pizza.
All right, so that's gonna do it for the wrap up this week. Be sure to join us tomorrow evening around 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the Wrestling Mayhem Show on SorgatronMedia.com. Be sure to join.
Boss battle.
Well, I was going to get to that, Bobby. I was gonna start at the Mayhem Show, then go back and. Anyway, at 5:30, if you like movies, and who doesn't besides communists, come and see me on the Movie Minute, where I try not to sound like an idiot on SorgatronMedia.com. After that, if you like Tech Talk, and who doesn't, the Awesome Cast is right after that, about 6:30-ish, roughly. And then, Bobby, what's after Awesome Cast?
I don't know. No, boss battle.
And Bobby, it's going to be a big boss battle this week, isn't it? With E3.
We'll talk about all 3 press conferences.
And they're going to talk about how Nintendo totally wins everything.
Well, they don't have much to strive for. So far.
All right, and Bobby, where can they find you on the Twitters?
At BobbyFJTime.
And AJ?
At AJ from PGH.
And I am at MadMike4883 on the Twitters. If you have any comments about Raw tonight or any other wrestling-related comments, please send them to goodtimes at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Have a good night, everybody.